Well, hello, hello, hello. I know this is not what everyone was expecting. I want to say hi to everybody. Candy's Life, hi, Retired Red, Xenu's Homegirl, anybody else that's in the chat. Um, this, normally Tuesdays are the day that we do comedy with the Didactic Duo. But right now, I kind of wanted to do something for me. I'm going to try to throw comedy in, I promise. Right now, I totally did that. I did it, everybody. That was me. I'm pretty sure that Vaboop would sit there and tell me, yeah, get your electronics under control first. Um, but yeah. So today is October 17th. For me, it's one of those days. The best way I can explain it, and this is how I'm going to vent my day. On the 17th of October, hi, Joni. Thank you for showing up. I gave birth to a child. And I'm not telling you guys this to give too much information, but at the same time, I also want to explain why today maybe I'm going to be a little bit off. Then we turn around and because it was an open adoption, it was one of those where it was when he turns 18, he's going to get all the information. And once he gets all the information, then and only then is he going to be able to get to really know me. Hey, pup groomer. On his 13th birthday, I was in a bar getting wasted on his birthday because it was just that kind of day. Today, he'd be 27 years old. But unfortunately, he died 14 years ago. And him and his adoptive mother were T-boned by a drunk driver. So for me, today is like a happy day and a sad day all rolled into one. But then I'm also sitting up here telling you my life, sharing my heart, and giving you, hi, the gray zone. Thank you so much, sister. That is Baboop in the house. But today is that day that it fills me with sadness. And it fills me with, will he ever forgive me? Will he ever, be there for me as a person? Will he be okay with whatever story I tell him? And I'll never know. I'll never know that story, like the ending to that story. So what I do is I normally write him a little letter and then I burn it. So that way, wherever he is, he gets my letter. He knows that I did love him and I did the best that I could. But today also for me, I am very funny when it comes to life in general. I like to say love is love. I like to do whatever I can do to basically show everyone that love is love. But here's the thing. I've made some horrible mistakes in my life that some I'm truly not proud of, some I'm proud of to the best of my ability. But my time as a Sea Org member, when I yelled at people and I put people down and I yelled at them to the point where some of them felt stupid. Why? Because I was screaming they were stupid, and I am not proud of that. but I had to get them to graduate. And that was my biggest thing is I have to get you to graduate. What would drive me? Okay, just yell, just yell. That's what happened to me. And I'm sure I made people feel horrible. But in that very same breath, I'm here trying to fight for those people that are inside. I'm here for those people that, is stuck in the trenches. Just so everybody knows, I got a couple emails. One of them being, did you make your goal? Yes. Flight and hotel covered. Okay, let's just get that out. Flight and hotel has been covered. You know, the rest we're figuring out. But everything is all set for that particular thing. So thank you so much, everybody. I am so blessed and so grateful to have you. To have you listening, you know. Um, so anyway, so this whole live, I'm gonna try to make it as short as possible. I may throw a couple jokes in if I see a joke in the comment, I'm gonna probably throw it up. Um, but I'm here asking for forgiveness for some of the things that I've done, for the people that I've hurt, for the things that I've said. And so if I am going to sit here and ask for forgiveness and do my best to show that I am truly sorry for what I did, then I can't judge someone for something they did. Doesn't mean that I can accept it, but I'm not going to sit in judgment. Yep. Hold on. I saw that, honey, because that kind of that cheered me up a little bit. Everybody, sorry. I guess I have to wear the cheerleader outfit now. Yes, yes, you do. So hopefully you ordered one. You have to stick to your word. I'm gonna tell Laura, and everybody's gonna get to see a cheerleader. So my main point is just remember if there's a place for forgiveness, there has to be a place for letting go. And it's basically just one of those situations where I just believe that there has to be forgiveness. There has to be. You don't have to, be a best friend to that person, but just please remember that we're all human. So we'll say this early on. Please remember that we are be nice to everybody in the chats. Please remember we are all human. Hi, Peggy. So today has just been one of those days. I love you all in the comments. So thank you so very much. So if anybody has questions, I want to tell so many jokes. So the only thing that I can do is I can tell you what's going to happen this weekend. Because everything is now set in stone. I am absolutely going to be there. I'm going to, again, have my camera on. I'm going to be live streaming it the entire time for my safety and for everyone that can't go. Because I know so many of you have emailed me and stated that, if only you could be there, well, here is your chance. We're going to be live streaming it. I don't know if Carrie's going to be live streaming it or holding my phone for me. We're definitely going to have to figure something out because I didn't put two and two together that if I've got the camera here, I can't have my hand directly in front of it. It might defeat the purpose. So we're definitely figuring out where I can put the camera where it makes the most effectiveness. I love that every one of you is saying hi in the comments. I do know that Aaron and Reese have a live right now, and so I'm super excited for them. Um, it's going to be interesting to say the least. Like they've got comedy between the two of them. It's magic. But the next the next thing I want is, for those of you that emailed stating, I hope this gets your dad out. So do I. I absolutely hope that this gets my dad out. I do. It's gonna be like, Little Red Riding Hood, because I don't know the whole situation. I'm kind of walking into a situation blind. This will be the first time that I'm on this end. And so I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I'm literally just uh, doing the best that I can to control my anxiety. Oh, you're going to watch theirs on replay? Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. I truly do. Um, I don't know what to be funny about. I'm nervous. It is. I didn't realize that today was going to be so rocky for me. But it's been rocky for me for 27 years. So why would this one be any different? Well, and for lack of better words, I'm in a healthier, happier space. So I didn't think that today was going to be sad. I didn't think I was going to be feeling all the feels. Um, and before anyone worries, I'm not telling you this to feel bad for me. Unfortunately, I am not the only one that has lost a family member to drinking and driving. I'm not. But it just sucked because you prep yourself for a very long time. You prepare yourself for what you're going to say. Are they going to grow up and be beautiful? Are they going to grow up and be a good person? Like, will they be a good father? Will they be a good mother? What will they be? And then life happens. I'm not the only one that life happens to, because unfortunately, there's many of us out there that have experienced far too much of life. Um, but life happens. Life throws you a curve and you stand back up. You get another curve, you stand back up. You know, that's been my motto for most of my life, is when you get thrown a curveball, just duck and cover and then stand back up, dust yourself off. Most of that, unfortunately, was, basically was me not, that's the best way to say it. Me not uh, accepting it in the moment and pretending like life is great and everything's full of roses, and then, having a mental breakdown because I had a lot of things that I was holding in and holding back, and it's it just is a hard thing. Um, when you keep pushing down all the bad stuff. Um, and I'm definitely a push the bad stuff down kind of person. It's it's how I'm easily able to make people laugh, because sometimes, you know, um, like, here, I'll give you an explanation. When I was in school, so when I was in, um, let's say eighth grade, no, seventh grade, it was seventh grade. Um, I was stocky. I was softball stocky, not chunky, like literally softball stocky. And I kept being told that I look like a man. Now, back then, let's be realistic. Today, it is what it is. Like, that's just, unfortunately, it's just the way that I dress and the way that I look and the way I feel comfortable. So when I was a kid, I would wear a little bit of makeup, a little mascara. I had my long hair. I dressed in tank tops 90% of the time or t-shirts. Um, so this guy just kept saying, "You look like a dude. You're built like a dude. You're built like a dude. You look fat. Like you just look ugly." And I'm like, "Okay." Because, I had a really good godfather that says, if you ever get fat, you provide shade in the, or no, if you ever get fat, it's warmth in the winter and shade in the summer. So he used to tell that joke all the time. So I knew if I ever got big, it was okay. Um, but then this kid just kept doing it and kept doing it. And then finally I turned around and I was like, look, you're kind of getting old and boring. So stop, or I'm going to kick you in the balls. And he said, no, you won't. No, you won't. You're not brave enough to do that. So he started calling me the names again. And I kicked him in his privates. And I kicked him as hard as I could. And unfortunately, that did get me expelled. So not too proud of that one. And sent to a little tiny rink-a-dink town. I got reverse Beverly Hills, as I like to call it. Where one day you're in a big city and then the next day you're not in the big city anymore. You're in the smallest rinky-dink town where like the population's like 400. It's just one of those things. So I would just push it down, and then eventually it would come out and I would try to correct it, and I had anger issues like nobody's business. Um okay, I got a funny story about that. So funny story about anger issues. Um I don't know the whole situation, but I know that Carrie and I were at the lake and a guy was super drunk, super, super drunk, couldn't even barely walk, but he was trying to get on a jet ski and he was trying to get his kid to go on the jet ski with him. So, me being irritated, feeling like he's going to kill his child or someone else, I'm ready to throw down and fight. Like, I am instantly ready. I'm being loud. I'm being like letting this guy know that this is unacceptable. And all of a sudden she comes over and these are not the droids you're looking for. Suddenly I wasn't mad. Suddenly I was literally calm as can be. And then she does it again. These are not the droids you're looking for, but in her own way. Well, the next day or a couple of days later, I think it was like 2 days later, I go to introduce her to, a girl that used to be one of my best friends since I was, uh, I want to say 16, but it might be 15. Um, but well, one of my friends. Let's not call it. She was my best friend back then. Whole lot of time passed, and then we thought we picked things up where that's important, unimportant. Sorry. Again, it's one of those days, everybody. Anyway, so
I don't even have my microphone. I just can't let you sit here and keep saying it's one of those days and trailing off. I want to listen to your stories
okay.
because it's a hard day. So we're here together, and I'm in backstage anyway listening. So I'll
I
comment.
appreciate it.
I know it helps. So I'll comment. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying not to massacre myself.
I know. I want to hear because I know what we were talking about earlier and how it was affecting you. So I want to like make sure that because you just said some really important things about your child and it's a heavy day, right? Like I want to make sure you're taking time for you and not trying to rush through it.
Yeah, I'm trying not to rush through it.
Okay.
I promise.
We're here for you, whatever you want to spend time talking about, okay?
Okay.
And anger and forgiveness and everything is going to be fully supported.
Okay.
Okay.
So, she suddenly talks me out of, being angry. I go to introduce her to my friend. While I'm introducing her to my friend, um, sorry, everybody. It becomes apparent that my friend thinks I'm hot-headed because of everything I've been through, that I'm just a ticking time bomb. And when she told her that she talked me out of fighting, it's like everybody's jaw dropped to the ground. And they took a few minutes to recover. And then I'm like, what are you guys all freaking out about? I am not always mad. And unfortunately, they then started staring at me. And so I got to find out that my friends thought I was angry all the time. And I know it had a lot to do with stuffing things down. Now I know. But because I stuffed things down, it was a way to protect myself, because as long as you stuff it down and you just keep pushing it, then it's going to be okay. It's just fine. But then I found out I wasn't in a cult, or I found out that I grew up in a cult. Sorry, everybody.
That was the best part, right? Like
Right?
that part when you found out that the rest of the real world was actually more like a fairy tale movie than you could have ever imagined. It's not the
Yes.
horror movie.
Right?
It's a little shocking, you guys.
It is. It's a little.
I don't know. Elvis had to say hi. Elvis had to say hi. He's just like mad.
So when I found out that it wasn't real, this was a culture shock for me. It was absolutely breaking the rules that I considered my stability. Then I'm coming to terms with the fact that I grew up in a cult. I grew up in a cult. Just keep watching, just keep supporting from the background, just keep doing what you've been doing, just keep watching this stuff on the background. Then I found out my father's alive. And that seems like the best idea, but also a very sad idea for me, because what if he doesn't love me? Because that's what I told myself for years. For years, I told myself that my father died not loving me. And now I'm curious, since they told me he was dead. I've had a few of you email me and say, is there a chance that he said, or he was told you were dead? That's a possibility, because obviously I stopped calling. So that's why he could think he could think that I'm just an impersonator of his daughter. Like, who knows? Like the psychs have woken her from the dead.
We've talked about so many possibilities too.
Yes.
Like it could be a lot of things. Right? Like
Yeah.
But
the good part is we're confronting it. We're not backing down, because that's the one thing I have to hold true to.
mm-hmm.
Is there is an echo. Oh, is
It's me.
Oh,
I'm staying
okay.
on mute.
Okay. It's a promise to myself that I'm going to be the person that rescues the next me. I'm going to get my dad out. And that's a promise to myself. Hey, Tommy's in the chat. Sorry, I'm distracting myself left, right, forward, and center. Um,
It's a promise that we're gonna be there for the
yeah,
little
it's a
kids that
promise.
need us that we didn't have, right? Like nobody stood up
Absolutely.
for us, and we're standing up for us today. That's our promise.
Because now I fight for this for a few reasons. Today of all days, I'm going to explain it. I fight for this for a few reasons. There's kids inside. I couldn't save mine. I couldn't save mine. And maybe I can save someone else's. Because I can't lose anymore. I literally cannot lose anymore. I can't have someone promise to be there and not be there. I have to remember that we're all strong and that we have each other. And as long as we have each other, we're we're so better united. We're so better united. But I'm going to save kids. I'm going to save the little me's, the 12-year-old. Yeah, me too. Okay.
Okay, back to it.
Okay. Ugh. I got foggy glasses, everybody. So I come on here and I promise that I'm not going to walk away. That I'm not going to give up because I can't. I have to get my dad out and I have to save the children that are in there. Maybe we'll start with one, but eventually those walls will come down and we will absolutely be able to save more. We're going to the rally. We've got some surprises for Laura FM. And we're going to go and beg them to let some kids out and sit there and let them know that I'm not suppressive. I'm literally just a person that's gone through a shit ton of life, a person that lost a lot of things. But I've also gained quite a bit of things in this process. I've come to the realization that I can't save mine, but I can save many because life happened. So I see a few things starred because I want to change the subject. And sorry, it's just one of those. It is the day that I'm working on. It's the day I'm
All
working
right,
on.
let's get to work. I will change the subject. They're not going to be subject changes because we're talking about this.
They probably won't, but at least something that I can giggle at. Maybe I can turn into a joke. Maybe I can explain more. It's the foggy glasses, or you have to take them off because eventually it starts to feel like you're drowning behind an eyeball.
I'm eating Taco Bell, getting ready for my night shift, trying to star your comments. So, hello, this is us. Welcome to our life. We're raw and real, and we just love each other, and we have lots of distractions around and
I know.
things.
I almost let one of the dogs in here, and then I remembered that they whine.
Remember when Lexi was trying to be in there with you the whole time?
I do. I do, Claire. I do. All right, here we go. All right, so I won't start. You'll start, or you'll
Well,
pull up.
you go for it, but this is a heavy topic. You want to start?
Okay, wait. What did I miss about drinking and driving? So, from everything I've been told, and yes, I do have it. I've seen the death certificate on this one. I've been out to his grave. Um, my child was born on this day, and he died on this day. He wanted for his 13th birthday to go get ice cream with his mom. That's what he wanted. Not to hang out with his buddies, not to go do anything else. He wanted to go get ice cream with his mom. And unfortunately, they got T-boned by a drunk driver. So, yes, it's a heavy topic. It's a heavy situation, and that is why today is normally a really hard day. Really, really hard day.
Remember what I told you on the phone before you decided to go live about my friend who passed away with the 2 different dates?
Yep.
So he was also a addict. He was a young white American male from upper middle class who was not in Scientology. He was our outside source of fun, and he had his own nickname. He called himself Vinny Gonzalez, and we would watch Seinfeld all night, and he was my best friend's soulmate. And so it was like the 3 of us, and we always made each other happy. And he was a heroin addict. He was a wild man. He tackled a police officer on the 5 freeway. He had we used to help sneak him out of sober living just so we could like feel alive with the contrast of going in session all day and going on course at CC and stuff, right? You had to have that
Have a distraction.
Yeah, and we used to sing like Sheryl Crow pictures with Kid Rock, or like literally just have fun with each other, you know. And that night that he passed away, it was in October, and we were at a Halloween party, and it's randomly at Gwen Stefani's brother's house. It's like this one we used to go to every year. It was really fun, and he was there, and we ended up dancing. Remember that song, the Funk Soul? Sorry, that was Lexi burping on the camera. That song by Fat Boy Slim, like Funk Soul Brothers, like right about now. Like for whatever reason that night, because things had gotten really wild in our lives, really bad drama, and everybody was fighting. That night we just had a freaking blast, and he twirled me around the room, and we were just having so much fun. And then he said, "Hey V, can I get a ride? Can I get a ride?" And I couldn't. And I was with somebody else, and he went with somebody else, and he died that night. And that's why I don't like having 2 different days to celebrate. We have his birthday, and we have the last day that we got to have the best time ever, you know? And I have a brand on my body. It's a fork because late at night, Tara, me, and Danny, we all wanted to get best friend tattoos because we were like, this is wild. We're soulmates. Like, we're having the time of our life. Everything is adding up for once. Like, we're on this path, you know? And we really thought so, and we really loved him. And we even considered, like, should we end it so that we could just be with him on the thing and start over? Like, on the time track? Right? Like, should we drop the body?
Drop the body.
Yeah, I got a lot of auditing on this, actually. And that was what pulled me back into Scientology, because when you go through deaths, they continuously are like with her, when he passed, we were so devastated. They sent her to Flag for so long, and like we're trying to get Scientologists to like have him as their baby, and like just crazy things that make you think that everything's going to be okay and not just that like they passed away, like, and not deal with it. And we were just not allowed to deal with it. And so having and then that year I had also gotten a DUI at 18, obviously, because we're all alcoholics. If you were just public trying to deal with life and work at a Scientology company. So I had to go to the hospital and morgue program. I had to go to the Los Angeles County morgue and see all these people who had passed away from drunk driving the night before. And that was the same week that he passed. And it was just the hardest time of my life. So knowing that bad choices and those split second moments affect other people, I think are so important in just the choices that we make. If we can make those choices out of like care for other humans and try to not do things that are not going to hurt other people, if we don't get behind a wheel like that, or be reckless in our actions, because these kinds of things, we're still here talking about this. And that's your child, like, what the
Yeah.
hell, like, how are you supposed to be okay with? You are, though, and you're so strong.
I just gotta believe that this gets better.
It does.
I didn't think it ever get better with the selection of women I was choosing, with the selection of, you know, telling my family, "Oh yes, I'm bi," and trying to cover up for everything else. I had to believe it gets better, and then, I met Carrie and it got better. It really got better. I found love for the first time, because you go back and think, was I really in love with that person? Because I wouldn't do this with that person. I wouldn't tell them everything about my life. Like, okay, maybe this is different. Maybe this is, and then all of a sudden you find out it is. And she stands by you when you go to protest, and it gets better. It has to get better.
I just figured, I mean, really, I did a critical analysis at some point. There was no way it was not going to be easier when we got older. Like, the hardest parts had to be over soon, right?
Right? Man, with some of the stuff that we've gone through, with some of the stuff that we've endured, I have to believe that my golden years are going to be like, I'm going to go buy a lotto ticket and I'm going to be able to buy, a beautiful house, and I'm going to be able to have every animal that she can find, because I know that we're going to have a farm, you know, and we're going to get everybody out. People are going to leave
I
because they're going
think
to
you're
find out.
really, really setting your hopes high. Like, for the record, like, you cannot save people. First of all, they have to save themselves.
Yes.
We've learned that, right? It's all about what we're looking at, what we're listening to, who we're trusting. These are our personal boundaries.
Yep.
They have to also do that too, right? But I do know what you mean. And just providing light, I think I just try to think about it from when I was inside and kind of still under the radar. What did I want to like hear? And what did I not know that I could have pieced it together? And then when you start to know too much, your head starts to hurt when it like isn't adding up. That's cognitive dissonance, because you're acting in ways that your brain doesn't think. And I call it cognitive dissonance brain freeze. And that's a very big motivating factor to walk out that door yourself, right?
The funniest thing is, I only wanted to hear I love you. That's all I wanted to hear.
That's it. Come on now. Talk is cheap.
No, because I just wanted, one of my parents to say, I love you. And that's why, I joined. I just wanted to make them
That's
proud.
really truly horrible, and I really am angry at your parents for that. They don't deserve you, Liz. I'm sorry. That's not okay.
I
I
know.
know.
I know
I know
now. I've
now.
been
I've
in,
been in,
therapy,
therapy.
seeing a psychiatrist, seeing a therapist. Well, doing the voiceover. The voice when I talk to myself up, but there's a picture. Pretty much the same thing I do here, except my therapist responds, and you guys try to respond, and you guys have happy thoughts. But today was the day that I just felt like not being funny. Like being my true authentic self and letting you know that sometimes life is hard. Everyone has a hard life, but forgiveness is easy. It's super easy. You don't have to forget, but you can forgive.
And what does that mean to you? Because I was actually talking to a new love interest about this and found out that in some places, because I didn't know this about forgiveness, that once you forgive, like you're really not, like in that world, you wouldn't bring it up again. Like you've moved past it.
Okay.
Okay.
Which I think is actually really smart because then when you forgive, you mean
Then
it.
it's
And it's
just
just
gone.
gone.
Yeah.
Then
No,
the
not that it's gone. You just don't keep hammering on it because you actually believe that they're sorry.
yes.
Yeah.
So if you forgive, then you move on, but you don't forget. You just move on. You're not like in a conversation, but it reminds me of that one time when this happened. It's like, well, it kind of, you can't just keep throwing it in the face, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's tag
Let's
some of
tag some of
these
these
before they
before
get
they
too
get.
out of control. Okay, wait. Okay, we already got that one. Hopefully that answered your question. And it made me cry too. Um, Lolo 92. I understand how you feel, the pain, the chronic illness. Yeah, the only way to deal is to dark, deadpan humor. Yes, yes. Humor is, even when you're hurting really bad, sometimes you just have to laugh.
That's why I think people don't understand. I don't even understand myself sometimes why I laugh in really um awkward or uncomfortable. People will be like, wait, but that was a serious moment, why are you laughing? I'm like, I don't know. Bye. It's like a show. Skeet
It is.
skeet out of here. Bye bye
It
bye.
so for me it's almost like you asked me once or you asked me today what my favorite comedy was. And it was I Love Lucy. Just because, Ethel, Rick. It was literally the very next episode was good. So we're going to treat life like an episode. Yeah, I know. That's why I got diagnosed.
I was just gonna put that up. Yeah, we definitely have like when it's one thing to say something like, yeah, I identify with complex post-traumatic stress disorder. It's a whole another thing to like realize your symptoms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you read diagnoses, it's not like, or you read like the descriptions of what things are. For me, it's not actually unempowering. It's very empowering. I'm like, oh my God, this is understood by people. Like this thing that happens, and you actually have evidence based treatment. Like, my professor, she's so cool. She was my abnormal, and she practices, and she would say, but here's the good news. We have treatment and it works. And she's the one who's like contributing to the books and stuff, and like telling us how the board got to certain decisions. And that's what you get when you're in education with actual doctors and you're doing research under them. Like, it's so above just the stuff that's out there. You can't even let it get to you. And it does though, right? And it enrages people and it gets them to do really stupid things. And that's what I want to make sure too. Everybody who's going to plan on going to any protests for anything like this, please, please leave violence at the door. Just
Yeah.
use your words, use your art. But there's been quite a few violent protests in LA, and we're not about that at all.
No.
Like, at all. And
'Cause
those are our
there's-
friends, those are our people. We're not saying go free them like that. I think that's ridiculous. We mean use your voice, stand outside, and make your presence known that you're here for people, but don't do anything dumb.
Yeah, absolutely not. That will permanently make sure that the people that we're trying to reach don't come out.
Anything dangerous or anything other than show kindness, talk to them like they're smart and nice people. Because imagine if you were on the other side. We were, and I remember how terrified I was to see protesters. I remember
Yes.
the Lisa McPherson signs grabbing to my dad's leg. You guys get that? Like, that's us now. And we understand that that is not
The
a scary
feeling,
thing. Like, evil, good, good, evil, interchangeable if you just throw it all up. So let's just do what's right. Take care of human beings.
yes. Because again, you know, they're human. They're in a different train of mind right now. Some of them are. And they wouldn't really know what to do in the outside world.
Yo, someone is muting and unmuting me, and I like it. I think we have another assistant here.
They can't mute anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's nice, though, because of the echo.
All right.
I knew it was you. I was just giving my little sister's wife a shout out because we're sister-in-laws by nature.
Candy's like, you should have kicked his ass like a dude. I hurt the kid pretty bad, like enough to be grounded for 6 months. I love your masked self. You're bleeping hot. Oh, okay, it's been time. Okay. Okay. Candy's life. I will say that I am better for knowing you, Liz. You have helped save me at my lowest, and I can say that you're enough. I can't thank you enough. Well, I appreciate it because you know what? Each and every one of you here get to see me in ups and downs because again, we're human. I'm not a machine. You know, I was raised to be a machine, but I'm not. So I appreciate everyone for being here. Joni Cummings, Liz, people care about you. Oops.
Liz, I just want to make a little commentary. You sure act like a machine.
I act like a machine?
Yeah, like you're reliable. You never don't show up. You're like built to spill. Like you're just built to be there. Like you're just ready to go. You're always like, what do you need? Like your wife needs something. What do you need? Like you're there. And I think that that is, in a way, a very, very strong thing that you've taken away from this. You're just a rock in that way for a lot of people.
I guess I never thought about it like that. The lifeboat. I love you, Liz. I love you too, brother. Okay. Lulu92. You're such a strong, incredible person, Liz. You've had so many people in your corner. Or you have so many people in your corner. Absolutely. I've found out that I have a lot more people than I thought had my corner. Like I literally thought it was going to be Carrie and the boys for the rest of our lives. Just you know, Laura FM. But you can definitely yell and scream your heart out um, if you need with me, because I will be. Remember, we have something for you.
Wait, hold on. There's something going on that we're gonna yell and scream our hearts out. So Thursday, she's our lovely sister is having a rock show with our other lovely degraded daughter, and that's gonna be fun, and we're gonna yell and scream after going to something else. So I hope all the timing works out. But I'm going to like a really nice gala for a rights thing, and then going to scream and play and have fun with the brothers and sisters. So, I mean, living our new lives isn't that bad. It's kind of painful sometimes, I'll kind of lie, but like, you guys, there's some really fun times too. And when we all went out, remember when we all went out in Hollywood?
Yep.
Yep. Remember the more than the cockroach, the the camaraderie.
Yeah.
And just being together is something that is priceless. And we've always just had each other's backs, and that's how we got through it. It was like picking one person who's gonna have your back, or I was lucky I had one. You know, I had one, and we were like, I'm gonna have your back. I ended up losing my family because I wouldn't disconnect from her. And it's the way it goes. But when you get through stuff with somebody, you just don't trade on that stuff. And no matter how wild we all act, I think that's another thing is like, we're really a bunch of people dealing with a lot of trauma who are trying to take on an organization that's never they took on the federal government, they took on the IRS, they've done a lot of things. We're just trying to share our stories, and I think everybody knows that Fair Game is incredibly well documented of what they do. There's it's just the thing. If you don't know what black propaganda is, please look it up. Scientology gets a special mention along with the Nazis and Stasi's, like in literally how they did information campaigns and stuff. So if you guys ever just wonder why people aren't all getting along or like maybe there's things happening, yeah, well, we're all survivors who just are doing the best that we can, and we don't have help other than you guys. So we're trying to support ourselves, and if we're creating stronger boundaries, just know it's not because we don't like you or don't appreciate it. It's because we've had things happen that have really, really thrown us since getting on YouTube and thrown our mental health into crisis with a lot of us. And that's not okay with any of us. So we're not
No,
going to continue on that path at all.
no,
Yeah.
not at all. Okay. Zena's homegirl. Okay, Carrie, you're absolutely amazing and supportive. We all need that kind of love. That's right.
Carrie,
You just can't have it from her.
Carrie is taken, you know, and she's the spiciest little. It's no wonder her and Elvis hit it off right away, to be honest.
Yeah, she's spicy. She can be spicy. Okay. That's beautiful, Liz. We love you. Letting out the good, letting it out is good for your soul. Hugs. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Joni Cummings, I'm glad I am getting to know you, Liz. Sorry, I'm not gonna. I didn't say my last name. I'm glad I'm getting to know you too. Thank you so much. Okay. I'm skipping around. Oh, good night, everyone from the lifeboat. I love you all. The 17th is my least favorite day of the year. My heart hurts for you, Liz. Your strength is an inspiration. Well, you're still here and it's the 17th, so your strength is just as tough as mine. If you guys are not subscribed to Tommy at the Lifeboat, please subscribe. He is a good man. There's sobriety, there's companionship, there's
Not
friendship
too
that
much
you can get.
companionship.
True.
You guys are such an inspiration to me daily. I can't believe that this day is actually bad for both of you because you're both so similar. And the fact that you're both struggling and dealing with your sobriety in productive ways and helping other people is quite beautiful and shows how much fear you've had to overcome to face your own demons so that you could prevent that from happening to other people even.
Yeah.
Proud of you both.
It's almost like he's a photocopy of me, but male.
And Tara too. I told her that. I texted her. I was like, Italian from like the New England area, like Seinfeld. There's all these similarities. It's pretty fun. It's always nice to meet people who understand you, you know?
Mm-hmm. All right, Peggy P. Liz, how do you feel about support groups? I've been to them. I was only able to go to support groups before I realized it was therapy. I thought if I went to a support group, there was no part of it that was therapy, but there is, and so that I, for a long time, thought I was, a very out ethics human being for going to support group.
Well, but the thing about support group, I kind of thought I was going to be going and getting therapy. It's not therapy. It's like everybody is sharing a story. So I run groups at work and we have awesome methods of how to do the groups. And it's really about learning and hearing from other people. And then there's somebody there who can kind of play ref and like make sure everybody gets the equal amount of time. But learning from each other in these support groups, learning from former cult members of other groups and organizations are, you just see the parallels. And at first I was like, oh no, we're so unique. Like it's a total like arrogance thing. And it's totally not true. It's like, yes, we are very unique in the fact that we check every box. And I think a lot of the cult things were made up off of Scientology because it's so ridiculously ridiculous. That being said, the similarities between gurus, mind control, in the way of persuasion, manipulation, there's no brainwashing like that. It's the subtle influence of what you choose to watch and what comes on your news feed and what you put in your brain,
Yep. Okay. Candy's life, Liz. It's real love when the person also wants to build a life together with you. That's right. Yes. Okay. Vaboop, I think this is yours.
I'm so sorry, Vanessa. My heart goes out to you and Liz for all you've both been through. Thank you, Candy's Life. You have been very supportive, especially with the Elvis cam. People have been following over at my new channel, The Gray Zone, with Vanessa LaRose. We've been streaming Elvis and for the watch hours, and it's working out. Honestly, Elvis, I don't know if I even have to do anything anymore. He could just stream, and people are loving it because he's so freaking cute throughout the night. I watched him all night at work last night. I was watching him too with you guys. I was like, this is
good?
This is the best cam ever. So he'll be on a. I don't know if he'll be on tonight. He's a fickle star, but thank you guys all for doing that. It's really really meaningful.
All right. Carrie, you need a what? What is that?
I don't know. I grew up in a cult.
So did I, but Caracal? Is
There's
that
no but. That's the point.
a
You don't know.
Can you tell us what that
I don't
is,
know.
please?
Carousel? Carousel? There's a no E.
No, carousel is spelled
So that's
differently.
the problem. I think sometimes people say things and then we say, I don't know, I grew up in a cult. Are you sure? And then we just listen. And that's
Mhm.
the actual problem. Because she could be like, it's a magical dog. And I'd be like, let me check my textbook. I'll double check. I'll ask 10 people. But, I can only do so much because I live in a fake world and I got to at some point go with it.
Yep, because I did study a lot of history, but there's still a lot that I don't get.
Still believe in magic, okay? That song didn't do nothing for me, all right?
Okay, Martha Simmons. I went to a woman's 12-step mix addictions for 6 years. The women they saved. Hmm. Wait a minute. I went to
I don't know. Let's move on.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm not quite getting it.
I fell asleep to Thunderstorm, but I dropped it on Elvis while I'm getting ready for bed. Thank you. Okay, I gotta tell you guys, if you don't catch him in the morning, that's really his cutest, his wake up. And I always cut it just right after he gets up. So if you ever want to just see his cute little wake up, you just go to the end of one of our streams and it's like ridiculous.
All right. Martha Simmons, Liz, to everything there's a season, there's a season, a time to laugh, and a time to cry. Isn't there a season, a reason, a laugh, and a time to cry? Isn't that how the poem goes? Or no, if I'm just losing it.
Yeah, there's a season, a time to laugh, a time to cry, a time to Atlanta. We're going through a lot, okay?
Yeah. Yes.
We just cried.
I just cried. Okay.
Is there anything important you want to talk about? Because we're at 1 hour and we have apparently it's the Bible. That's why we grew up in a cult.
Oh.
I just got
Sorry, everybody. We didn't read the. Well, wait a minute. I did have to read some of it.
Ephesians. Is that how you say it?
Let me see.
I'm waiting for a text response. This is how we do things when you have consultants.
Candy, thank you so very much. Let's get to some. Xenos Homegirl. Liz, you got this, Liz. I'm so proud of you for fighting for your dad and those inside. Can't wait to be part of the virtual protest. You have an amazing, you'll have amazing by your side, and SP Nation has your back. I do like the idea of SP Nation.
I mean, I'm not trying to band up. I think that's the point that's turning people off. I don't know if everybody's actually aware that we've had SPTV creators who are just friends of ours just decide that they're not going to be here anymore. They're just not doing it. Like it's just not gonna happen, which I actually really respect because self-care is everything here. We don't owe this organization or the people anything, and I do understand the idea of it's really hard to sit by and do nothing, but we didn't start the fire. Okay,
that's a good song, by the way.
I know, it's our theme song. It was burning, long before this SPTV thing. We're just taking the heat right now, and it's something we'll get through. we're fine. We're going to look back on it and be like, wow, remember how wild that was when they were so blatantly obvious.
Yep.
Like, they're so blatantly obvious. They're messing up so bad. It's kind of hilarious. And we're recording it. It's all live. That being said, it's challenging going through things when there's like organizations that you're discussing that literally just have so much money and resources and manpower, and we're like, honestly, how many of us are really speaking up? I know that people are saying that there's like 50 SPTV channels. I don't know. I think there's cool about, in our circle, not that many who are talking, who we talk to regularly, who we're on a thread and we kind of like, how are you doing? Are you okay? Are we checking in, right? So for us to be attacked so strongly, it makes a lot of sense. It's just like harmful for everybody's psyche. So I do know that you wanted to talk about boundaries a little bit. Do you want to say that too, Liz? Because you forgot, or unless I didn't hear it.
I can't think of it right now. I had a good, hold on.
The idea is that we're going to have to start protecting our closest loved ones in the way that we're not listening to anything that comes in that's not verified and normal, because some of this stuff is real, some of it's not. Some of it's really tricky, and we have Scientology trying to get us to fight behind the scenes so that we don't or just shut down and stop talking, right? And a lot of people are like starting to shut down and stop talking because some of this stuff is so dark and deep, and you guys know it's like there's no, they don't not have money, they can
do whatever they want when you're sitting there jawling out $100 bills
to really freak you out, and things that are going on in the chat that seem normal that are coded, or comments that are actually threats that are just coded enough. Like, it's pretty creepy, the stuff they do. It's a lot to take on just being here. So we appreciate everybody's support, and we also appreciate not being involved in the drama and not being expected to actually respond to anything at all. Like, if you guys want to support us, it's incredible, but like Liz is going through a lot. I can do it through the eyes of like what I want you, how I want people to treat my sister. Maybe I can't say it for myself, but the way I want her to be treated is like, she does so much every day to keep her family together and her mental health safe and sane. I love that she wants to be there for people, and it's so helpful. She's already giving so much of her time every single day by just sharing her story on YouTube. And then she's answering emails, and then she's getting personal phone calls, and she's actually ending up being emotional support for a lot of people because she's so strong, right? And then it gets confusing because Scientology decides to smear the area and just decide to make it not fun for any of us. So we just be quiet and go away. That's why so many people do that. And we don't want to do that. So we're going to have to be a little bit stricter and just expect a bit of slack from everybody, that we're, it's not that we don't think you're cool or appreciate your support. If you send super chats or donations to Liz's thing or anything like that, we appreciate it. Please do not think we don't. It's for our own safety. We just have to keep some strong boundaries until this is blown over a little bit.
Yeah. Aw, Johnny Cummings, we love you. I love you too. Thank you all. Like, I really honestly do, because for me, guys, this is it. This is what my path is telling me to do. This is what direction I'm going, and as long as there's someone inside, I'm going to keep going. You know, Xeno's homegirl, V, you always lead with kindness and show up for those you love.
Same. I think that your comments are so sweet. It seems like you really understand. Every time we hear Xenu's homegirl, we're always happy.
Yeah. Okay. Becca's question, where's Elvis? I was trying to find him last night. He's Elvis in a bag. Grrr, grrr.
I kept it on mute because Lexi's barking too, and it is really
Aw,
loud.
I was
But
hoping to hear some Elvis.
you know, I think Elvis is gonna take a night off because I'm gonna take the computer and get some work done, and then tomorrow he'll be back. But if you guys want, I'm gonna put it. I didn't stream this from my channel because I was not planning on hopping in. But it's at the Gray Zone with Vanessa LaRose. And then just make sure you subscribe and then turn the notifications on so that you see when Elvis goes live. I call it the Elvis cam. And I love waking up and seeing it. It's like a guest book. Everybody leaves comments and people are in there chatting and it's really nice.
Nice. So care
You can
for.
find my channel. Okay, I'll put a link in there right now.
Okay, care for JCYT. Thank you so very much. Take care of yourself. I will, and I'm trying. I'm doing the best that I can. Yeah, okay. There's one. It is second gen's responsibility to tell. It was their responsibility to see. It's not fair. That's why we want to help so much. Oh, that isn't fair. Isn't fair. Okay.
I mean, I don't think it's anybody's responsibility other than for us. I think it's an act of volunteer work, to be honest. But I do see that point. It was their responsibility to see what was going on, but it's still their responsibility. I think as victims, it's our responsibility to take care of ourselves, no?
Yeah. Okay. Becca, you're all amazing survivors. Thank you so very much. Okay. Keeping some distance is always smart. Trust is earned. Renee B, absolutely. And I trust easily, but love hard. So it's hard to get my love, but it is absolutely easy to get my trust. And then you have so many chances and then it's gone, or it's just gone right away. And Becca, thank you for the super sticker. Okay. If I don't laugh, I'll cry. I might as well make others laugh with my pain. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's easier to laugh than it is to cry. Okay. Love you guys from Pup Groomer. Love you too. Thank you so very much for being here. Hugs for Liz and Vanessa. Joni, thank you so very much. Retired Red, hugs to you both. Thank you. Music heals. That's what from Retired Red. I don't listen to that much music, to be honest. I listen to, I try to save my time to listen to everybody's SPTV channels, and
music saved my life. Like I'm that person. Like I'm so like anti, I cringe when people are like, music is my life. But honestly, it did save my life because I could communicate through it and I didn't even know real people words.
Yeah, it definitely helped teach us some real people words.
Real people? Are we real people?
Well, I say that in such a way because I didn't feel real once I started like learning, if that makes sense. Yeah, books saved my life quite a few times too. So did sports. Music and dancing.
That was the one I was looking for. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Serge will send me his artwork throughout the day and processing. And I have quite a few old videos of when I was going through heavy trauma, and I'm just like rapping all the time. It's kind of funny what we do. There's like
Yep.
weird dog
Peggy
fights over
P,
here.
beautiful love. Oh, there's the little one. How's she doing?
She's doing a lot better, but she had, as you guys can see, she has an owie on her face. She had something happen on her mouth, and we had to do an emergency vet visit last week. It's been really, really stressful. This is my child. I've had her since she was 5 weeks old, and she used to fit in the palm of my hand. And she's also been disconnected from her grandmother. She would love to go back to her grandmother's house and eat all of the steak. Thank you.
Yes, disconnection is bullshit.
Fuck disconnection.
It's right. You took our family. Ugh. Peggy P, I hope. Okay. That vanished quickly. Peggy, thank you so much for your comment. Candy's Life. It's in the big cat family. It's in the big cat family. Liz and Vanessa?
That was the thing we didn't know.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna hop off. I have company arriving soon. I'm gonna start getting ready. I'm gonna go get my stuff done. And I love you. I just wanted to, I had to pop in last minute.
Absolutely. Love you too.
We'll be back on air with you. Not this Thursday because I have events that night, and that's the special show and special other things. So we'll be back on those soon, okay?
Absolutely.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Love you too. So your mom, Oshi, or Osi, if I pronounce that wrong, I apologize. Love the hairdo since you got it more under control. Yes, I'm getting it under control. It's still doing like the wave all by itself. But I'm doing the best I can. Okay. Okay, Candy's Life. Elvis had to tell me to go to bed last night at the Gray Zone. Yeah. There's times that I get stuck watching them and all of a sudden I'm like, it's so late. I am definitely an early to bed person. So we're gonna have to change that, and we're gonna have a cheat day with rock stars on Saturday. So okay, Miss Sunrise Dawn, or yes, Sunrise Dawn. Okay, I like that. I'm one that if trust is broken, it's very difficult to repair and it's never the same. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Serge, it's probably embarrassing and awkward, but I dance for my patients sometimes. It makes them smile. Renee B. That is not, it is not embarrassing. I promise. If I thought it would make someone smile, I will literally do the Roger Rabbit. I'll sit there and do the awkwardest dance I can do. I'll do the Running Man. I will sit there and be like, but that's all, folks. You know, I do whatever I can to make someone smile. It's all about making someone smile because they might have had a bad day. Okay, and Surge heels are epic. Yes. Good Lord, how does he walk in those? That's just amazing. He needs to teach me. And let's see. Love Surge dancing. Absolutely. I've even told him he needs to post more so that I can see the wiggles. But the stretching, man, sometimes I'm like, oh, you broke something in me. Okay. Hata on fire. Cults deliberately destroy family bonds. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, because cults abuse and a narcissistic abuse and mistrust or make trust difficult. Wow, today is a day. But Yes. Cults thrive on separating because if they can separate, then what they can do is they can divide. You separate and then you play a game of telephone. Tell this side one thing, tell this side another thing, and all of a sudden it's war, you know? So it's we don't need any divides. Love the lights. Thank you so much. I love everything. Absolutely everything. That is totally me. Well, and the wall screams, Liz sits here. Okay. Liz, are you on Eastern Standard Time? It's almost 10:30 p.m. here. Um, I, I, it's almost 7:30 here, so I'm getting ready to get off. Uh, I know it's no rush. I just wanted to finish some of these starred so I can make sure I got everybody. Um, Care for JCYT. I can picture you dancing around. Absolutely. Anytime. If anybody sees the live stream, um, they'll be able to catch me dancing, me doing a little wiggles. Like they'll definitely catch it. Okay. How many of us will be there? Sorry, I'm late. Totally okay, Becca's. Um, how many? I don't know. I know quite a few people have emailed me saying they were going. A few people, you know, let me know other ways. Um, but I don't know the exact head counts, but I know that we're almost there, because the more people, the better. It's more voices to scream, more voices to hear. Okay. That's right, Martha Simmons. Go Yankees, baby. Yeah. So I'm not going to yell at everybody because I don't want you all to go deaf. I apologize. Okay. Um, all right. One last start item. So I'm not rushing you. Laugh out loud. It's actually my first time catching you live, your channel anyway. Well, thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate it. You chose an awesome day. I decided to cry a little. I decided to open up a little. I decided to talk about everything that we can and what we came here to do. Sometimes that's easy. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes we get overwhelmed, and sometimes we just need mental health time. Um, but at the same time, we also appreciate all the support that everyone's giving us. It means the most to me. Okay, awesome. Just wondering if we are second and third gens united. Absolutely, second and third gens united. Absolutely. I think that first gens, second gens, third gens, whatever generation you are, we're all united. We're all there for each other. So we are united. I love that other YouTubers are protesting Scientology too. Nice. What other YouTubers? I'm curious. Besides the second gens, I'm curious about that. Juliana, nice to see you. It's been a long time. Okay. All right. So, thank you everybody for coming. I know that I'm super excited. Um, I'm so very proud of each and every one of you. I'm proud of myself. Today is a hard day for me. Um, but Becca's, we will be heard. Absolutely. Absolutely. Renee B, Liz, I must say you're absolutely amazing. I'm so glad that you shared yourself with us. I believe in being transparent. Okay, Laura, Laura FM. Liz, you guys should come to Laura FM, the show this Thursday. I have to work. So that way, other stuff is taken care of, and then I can't add more days to all that. But I'm definitely going to come down for one. I promise. And I do keep my word. Okay. So everybody, it's been almost 90 minutes. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. I appreciate each and every one of you helping me cover the hotel and the flight down there for both of us. If you have any, I like to say if you have any questions, but I do need to make sure that I do time for me. Laura, I will definitely see you this weekend. And then you'll get to see your present. Other than that, I love you all. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to tip your waiter or waitress. Be kind to everybody in the comments. Remember, we're all human. And thank you so very much for joining me. Until next time.